Welcome back to Library Nocturne. I'm your host, Black Fairy, and thank you for joining me again, or for the first time if you're virgins. I am so pleased to have you, and I hope you'll stick around and get comfortable and, hopefully find some other content that you like. It's pretty varied, so I should have you covered. I just wanted to, this is so impromptu, because I'm just hopping on here, whatever, my hat and my do-rag. I feel like this is what YouTube was for. It's supposed to be a little bit more impromptu, at least when it first started. People were just posting their 240p videos and doing flips in their backyard. It wasn't supposed to be so deep. We're taking it back to its origins, yeah? Especially when they say, with all the AI polish and highly editorialized images, that the raw, authentic image is gonna come back. And I personally would love to be a steward of that, because, oh my goodness, why does it? I didn't even know this. Side note, when I started making videos, I feel like people only talk about the burnout on the back end, but they never, when they're starting, talk about how steep the curve can be sometimes, just on you're trying to edit everything, everybody want the memes and the jump cuts and the this and the that. Girl, I'm sorry, I don't have that for you. I have this pom-pom mic, I have my voice, and I have this analysis, you know what I'm saying? At least when I'm sitting right here. When I'm doing other stuff, I got other stuff for you. But this is what I got for you right now. We're doing a little impromptu chat as we move into the night. And yeah, I just really wanted to, I don't even know. I hate this. I'm an Aquarius. So sometimes when I feel like it's too much chat going on about something, I be like, I don't even want to jump in. I don't even need to jump in. It's so many people already talking, whatever. But this is one thing that I think has really been dragging it for me. As I was saying, there's a lot of discourse going on, and I'm usually really reluctant to jump into it because I just feel like talking on the internet has gotten so easy for people. Is it focusing? I just feel like it's gotten so easy for people. Yo, me and this iPad. Cause you know what I'm saying? You see a post, it's about something, somebody come in the comments, oh, I don't like this. Okay, you could have just skipped that. You didn't even have to jump into the fray. Yo, listen. We'll pick it up when I need it, cause I'm not finna play with this. Like I was saying, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? The internet and the facelessness, and to me, the physical disconnection has allowed people to feel really comfortable just jumping in, you know what I'm saying? Just to disagree. They could really hate what you talking about, hate you, hate your do-rag, hate butter, okay? And shout out to Marvel. But they're gonna still watch, they're gonna comment. Okay, I just have better things to do with my time all the time. But today it felt okay, I felt really moved because we right now, today is March 18th, and so we are post Oscars 2026. And if you're familiar with the social media landscape, the pop culture landscape, film, if you're just cognizant of media at all, the Oscars just happened, and how much talk there's been around the Oscars, and just how much tension there was this year in terms of the categories and who was nominated and what was potentially going to win and what was said outside and who all was there, who all gonna be there. It was just a lot going on about it. And I'm not really here to talk about the Oscars, but I am here to talk about, to me, what is some of the fallout maybe of this award season. One particular thing that to me is just like, I'm so tired of hearing it. And that is about one battle after another. I don't know if you're familiar, but what I have been perceiving, I haven't seen this movie. Start there. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know Paul Anderson, to be quite honest with you. Paul Anderson, that's just whoever to me. And I do know that I had already seen Tiana got her Golden Globes for her role. I do remember when it was being filmed. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I feel like the images of her and Leo running with the guns, that was like the first thing that dropped when they started filming. And I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Tiana and Leonardo, like, this is Leo DeCap. Where are we going with this? This is like so random. And I feel like it was predating this culture we have now, where I feel like every new movie is almost like they just picked letters out of a fishbowl. They picked names out of a fishbowl or something like that, and they just say, okay. And then they played MASH. Honestly, they played MASH to make these movies. I feel like every movie is like the combination of actors, the plot, like who's directing it. Like everything feels so just like random right now. So I just feel like it kind of predated the wave of everything being like that. So I was really interested in what kind of story they would be telling that would require all of this, to be honest with you. And so now that we're finally here and it finally came out last year, I was really dismayed actually to learn that it was like about revolutionaries and just the marketing to me, which I'll get to in a minute, because there's one particular thing about the marketing that let me know that this was not for me. This probably was not going to be saying anything deep or insightful, and that it was most likely going to be reifying the like master narratives that we already know. So I'm going to get there because I want to like set the scene, because for me, I wasn't expecting this, right? This movie has been being made for who knows how long it was being shot. Then it finally comes out. Then people go see it. You know, I feel like Tiana had her Golden Globe before, you know what I'm saying, the dust could settle on the movie even. And I started hearing a lot of backlash online about how people felt about Tiana's character and the portrayal of like her character and the stereotypes that her and all the other Black women actually occupy in this movie, which I want to start there by saying I did not even know that. First of all, everybody's been showing me Chase Infinity. I didn't know what she was from. I just figured she was just a girl who just popped up. I mean, no shade, but like, look at her. They love a girl like that. I was like, okay, whatever. You know, I don't know her. But to find out she was in this movie, she's the daughter, I was like, okay. Then I'm really finding out today for real that Regina Hall was also in it, and that the rapper Jungle P, I'm not gonna say her name or nothing because I don't know like YouTube, but she was also in it. So I was like, there's like 3.5 Black women in this movie, and I feel like nobody even mentioned like Regina or Miss Jungle P. So I was like, okay, that's interesting, because really nobody had anything to say about those other two characters in their commentary. So I thought that was really interesting. Like, they must, like, did y'all even see them? I don't know. But I just saw a lot of Black women, honestly, who are really upset about Tiana's character and like her narrative and the stereotypes that she portrays, you know, in their opinion. I say in their opinion because I haven't seen it. You know, I try not to give too, well, let me not lie like that, because we about to get into how I did judge the book by the cover, and it turned out to be right, honestly. Like, so for me, everybody's upset about her character. Super sexualized. Oh, she's a stereotype. She's like this, you know, caricature scaffolding of an idea, you know, and it's really all to prop up Mr. Leo DeCap, which, I mean, he's in a movie, everything's about to be to prop him up, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't even know if you think you're finna be in a movie with him and the story not about to prop him up somehow. That's just how I feel about it. So I was like, okay, well, so we're going to get back to the point about what I saw, which is, for me, I don't know if you guys saw this. People will say, oh, I didn't see the trailers. Oh, I didn't see anything about the movie. Oh, I didn't see. And I only partially believe that. We're talking about a culture that is like, quote unquote, terminally online. So I know, to me, like, there's been a lot of ads. Stuff has been coming up, like, you know what I'm saying? And for me, when I first saw the actual trailer and I saw Tiana busting that AK on top of her completely exposed, extremely pregnant belly, girl, I was like, I don't want no parts in this. That jump scared me. Jump scare. Like, I was jump scared because, for me, first of all, ladies, I know you want to reclaim body positivity and pregnancy is beautiful, but please stop having your babies out here unsupported. Okay? You have everything covered up but the baby you cooking in your stomach. Their head just out, body just out, your stomach unsupported. Don't that hurt? Like, girls are worried about stretch marks, but you so busy trying to show your belly off, it's just hanging. Your baby just hanging. Your baby just taking any vibes from out here in the world. You got it exposed. Like, I'm even thinking of Rihanna when she first announced her first pregnancy. Like, you have on this thick jacket, your pants and your boots, but then the belly is exposed. This is the most sensitive part of your body right now. What are we doing? Not we. I'm not speaking French. We speak in Russian. Yeah. What are you doing? Because I just feel really, like, galvanized by that. Like, a baby that is still gestating, like, that is just a really miraculous and also dangerous process. And it feels like when the belly is exposed, like, do you understand, like, what you're doing right now? Like, you are undertaking really the hardest, most difficult thing actually that a human being can do, which is to create another life. Like, there's nothing actually more complex than that. Like, there's nothing that's even, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a really important process. So for me, when I see bellies that are out, they're unsupported, they're unguarded, they're unprotected, uncovered, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nervous. I feel scared. That makes me scared. I feel the pains myself. So to see that really her role in this movie seemed to be hinging around this particular shot of her with her belly out, shooting this gun, not even just a pow pow. She's like, girl, you're shaking your baby up in there. And then what I didn't know, because I didn't know Chase Infinity was in it until recently, and I've seen some more clips, was that shot was in fact paralleled when Chase Infinity character, what's her name, Willa, is actually like an adult and she's out, and then she's also busting the AK in the range, and it's like, oh, she's just like her mom. And so this scene was really important to the narrative, if we can call that a narrative. And I was so turned off. Whatever curiosity I had about Tiana and Leo DeCap, it was gone. I was like, well, this not for me. This is, honestly, how does this serve God? Like, I just didn't feel like, and that is a very, walk with me, you know what I'm saying? How does it serve God? Like, collectively, how does it serve us? Like, I was so turned off, and I really hated that. Because I love Tiana Taylor. I first of all want to say, I know she didn't quit music and she hate because she felt like people wasn't supporting her, but we were supporting her. The both concerts I have been to of hers were like sold out. They were packed. People was really only there to see her if she was performing with someone else. So it felt like that narrative was really like, is it that no one's supporting you, or is it that you feel like men aren't supporting you? Because I know the girls was liking Tiana. So, there's that. So I never even wanted to see her stop doing music. But I do think doing movies and doing TV is a good avenue. I don't even think she should have not done that. But I just hated to see her in this position, because I'm like, this has just felt really unbecoming, to be honest. And yeah, so that was enough for me. Me and my friend, my good Judy, we were like, you know what? We don't even participate in this. So it just had no relevance for us. So to watch so many people go see this movie and then come out and be upset about the stereotypes, the caricature, the shallow motivations, you know what I'm saying? Just all of that stuff, the misogynoir, I felt really like, but you really didn't guess that that's what it was going to be? Like, what about the marketing and about the promotion of this movie made you feel like this was going to be an affirming narrative of Black woman revolutionary praxis? Like, what made you feel like this man, Paul Anderson, what made you think, honestly, that he was going to be adept enough to build a real story? You know what I'm saying? And one that didn't marginalize or objectify or caricature all the Black women in the story. Quickly, I really want to know what made people think that, there's nothing, honestly, I'm going to just say it. There's nothing a white man could do, produce, make, nothing that will ever be as more accurate or true or authentic or full or, realized, actualized than what a Black woman could do, especially when addressing Black women's interiority and their radical action and organizing. There's nothing ever a white man could tell me about that. And so for me, that just period, it saves me a lot of drama, I'll be honest, because everybody's not valid in my world. This is not a democracy over here. This is a cheerocracy, okay? And I just don't believe that you have to take in everyone's opinions and treat them as serious interlocutors in the conversation, because they're not valid. Why would I take them seriously? That's just the truth. That's just the truth. I think that, it's about discernment. It's about discernment. I think I would hope. And if you can't, then let's think about that. A lot of times, I'll say for me, I'll use ice in this. I can tell when someone is being sincerely curious, questioning, really wanting to know some information, versus when they're really just shooting off at the mouth, really talking out the side of their neck, really trying to get a reaction out of people. And I feel like, I don't know what happened to that impulse. I felt like it was a lot stronger on the internet, of just understanding that deplatforming people is the most effective and impactful thing you could do with a lot of these narratives and these narrative conversations in this discourse. Every discourse does not require taking it serious, to be honest. So I just felt okay, I don't need to take this white man serious about revolutionary Leo DeCap. We knew Leo DeCap. He been what? Dating these 25-year-olds? Why would I go see a movie with him in it in 2025? Girl, the girl he dating was born last year of the dragon. Why are we... You know what I'm saying? I just didn't understand what was driving people's impulse to like go see this? Like, what in their mind made them feel like this was going to be a well-rounded film that had something really poignant and incisive to say about revolutionary action and Black women's role in that? Like, I just don't. And I'm not even getting into all of the actual historical parallels and the things that they were drawing from and all this other stuff. It's like, girl, they showed me Tiana with a pregnant belly hanging out shooting an AK. It's nothing they're finna tell me. Like, it's nothing they could tell me about anything, actually. Like, I'm so sleep, actually. Tuck me in. Like, I'm not even, I just don't even go there. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I save myself a lot of whatever the girls are feeling right now, which is then spreading out, because it's like, you know, why wasn't that image enough for everybody to feel like this was going to be being irresponsible, like an irresponsible narrative? You know what I mean? Like, what else do people need? Do you need a sign that says this does not value Black women? Like, to me, all the signs are always around us. And if you just bother to look and be discerning and actually have a critical eye, I feel like everyone wants to be valid, be validated, take everything as valid. That, to me, the art of real like discernment and criticism is like really lacking. Like, to me, criticism of this movie after you've gone to see it, paid your money, and took him serious is like, doesn't matter a hill of beans or a can of paint to me, because you took him serious. Like, you saw this marketing, you saw Leo, you saw this, you saw that. And honestly, too, even Leo with his character, I could tell he was pre a burnout. I was like, ew, boy, you better put your Gatsby suit back on, because I don't want to see this from you. You better get on that life raft or put on some Verona drags, because I don't want to see this from you. So I just think it's very interesting and really honestly frustrating to see people kind of keep going in these same cycles of, you take somebody seriously who's usually a white man or somebody who just don't have no business being in any conversation. Then you go over there, you find out that it was what it would seem like, and then you come back to other communities, marginalized communities, you come back to the girls, and then you want to complain. And it's like, what you complaining for? You knew that this was finna be some nonsense. This looked like nonsense. It felt like nonsense. And if it didn't feel like nonsense to you, I think you need to think about what about it made you feel like this was going to be a serious narrative, because nothing about it gave that. And it's just really frustrating to watch my beautiful Black thinkers just waste so much time and energy trying to disprove, trying to pick apart, trying to take line by line what these like art makers or just whoever, and really take, like, they're taking it so deep, and it's like, stop. Does not do it. I think we need a refresher. Everybody needs to remember Toni Morrison, rest in peace. Okay. She told us racism is a distraction, in the sense that once they get you trying to prove your humanity, trying to prove that you're smart enough, trying to prove that you know what you know, trying to prove that you're a human, because what is a human? They've already gotten you, because now you're wasting your time and your life energy trying to fight against this really absurdist like paradigm that honestly is not going to shift by you arguing with it. The nature of honestly capitalism and white supremacy is such that it can amoebize anything, and it can take it and spin it for its own profit. Truly, the only thing that you can do effectively is to de-platform and to recenter other people, marginalized voices, Black women, trans women, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't argue with it head to head. Like, you're just never going to win that way. And I feel like I keep watching so many people spinning their wheels, spending their energy on this. And I'm like, listen, people's neurodivergent. Okay. There is a, and just as humans, there is a finite capacity to like our energy, like on a daily basis, on a regular basis, all that type of stuff. So to me, it's just not a game. Your time and your energy here on earth as Black people is like the most precious, 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 precious thing we have. And when you willingly give it up to this whatever, I don't even know what I want to call it, because it comes in so many forms. It's not just about the movies. It's about the music. It's about the politics. It's about the social. It's about fashion. It's about all of this. Like, it's just about society. Like, every time you take one of these arguments or these depictions seriously as something that you can dismantle, you've like already lost the battle. One battle after another, indeed. Okay, because you're never going to like, okay, you're writing your article on Substack. Paul Anderson don't care. He got his money. Leonardo DiCaprio got his money. Tiana got her money and her Golden Globe for this award. She's not finna, it's too late now to try to want to rally cry against the movie, because you done already seen it. You done already gave up your money. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did you need to see it in order for you to feel like, and I get it, because I'm of both minds. You want to see something so you can accurately critique it. But at the same time, again, that implies taking something serious. And I just don't think everything needs to be taken that seriously. Like, straight up. Like, there's just nothing in the world that would have made me, after seeing her with her stomach out, just nothing. So to me, I'm maybe I'm like running out of steam, because that's just my whole point, is like, be mindful of what you're seeing. Like, really ask yourself, does this image or does this story or whatever it is that you're taking in, does this actually convey that it is going to be a thoughtful, impactful, well-rounded, you know what I'm saying, caring, compassionate narrative for in any respect, like just in any respect. And I think this does, to me, go specifically for Black women, because to me, I keep feeling like Black women get caught in this trap specifically with the representation. And I don't know if I've seen anybody parse out about how representation, representation does not guarantee like being treated like a human or humanity, which I take umbrage with the whole concept of, oh, we're not dogs in the street, we're not savages, we're human beings. Like, so you feel like dogs in the street deserve this treatment? Or you feel like people who, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, to me, there's just all this, like, everything we do as Black women is so like almost a catch-22. And I do know that, living as one, you know, but at the same time, we want to be portrayed. We want to see ourselves. We want to feel like we matter. We want to be seen. We want to see each other. That is valid. That is a very real and normal thing to desire and to have. What is not normal is then what can be taken and turned against us, and has in the terms of representation. Okay, like, sure, now we're on TV more, but what's really being said? Like, if anybody remembers when Orange is the New Black came out and everybody's like, yes, trans women, queer women, women of color, Black women, yes. Girl, they were in prison. I did not feel there was no triumph. There was no triumph. I did not want to see women in prison. and claiming it's about awareness, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want that. That didn't feel like a win to me. And then if anybody knows how Orange is New Black went, you'll know exactly why I'm bringing that one up, because it went exactly like the only way it could go when you're trying to couch women in prison as somehow like a feminist win for representation. And I feel like this is how a lot of roles have gone recently, where it's like, it's kind of not mattering what's being said about this character or what's going on. It's just the fact that she's there. And that's just really distressing to me. And especially because everybody's going to keep like spinning their wheels and they're going to keep forgetting. Like, even with the Oscars, just to touch on that, like, everybody was so holding their breath, bated breath about what was going to win Best Picture and whether or not it was going to be Shyamalan or Sinners. And then really one battle after another came through and just deaded all that. But my thing was like, what happened to hashtag Oscars so white? Like, did we leave that back then? Or did everybody stop caring because of the Will Smith thing? Like, I don't know. It just felt like a lot of people were pre-upset and they were pre-clinching and pre-crying, rally crying in the streets about how Sinners is not going to win anything and Michael's not going to win anything and it's not going to be fair. Girl, hashtag Oscar so white. I thought we went through this. Like, why are you still waiting for this institution that has always been codified as against us? The history of cinema, okay, in this country is racist, white supremacist. So why are you expecting and clinching and all this about an institution that I just found out that this year, because Sinners didn't win Best Picture, this marks the 99th year of the Oscars where a black filmmaker has like not won Best Picture. No black film has won it. Like, in 99 years, it's kind of almost giving like ever, because the Oscars gotta be almost 100 years old at this point. So what you're saying is in the entire history of this, no black person has won an Oscar for Best Picture. Even when Michael, B. Jordan was like, oh, Sidney Poitier and then Denzel. If you really think about how long it went between Sidney Poitier and Denzel winning Best Actor. And everybody already knows what happened with Halle and how a lot of people was feeling a way that it took her doing this role in, y'all, what was that movie? And now all of a sudden I can't remember the name of the movie with Billy Bob Thornton and, you know how that went. It actually was a one battle after another sort of situation. This is a redux of that. Like, we didn't even get too far away from that. So it just feels like everybody keeps forgetting. And this is not just Gen Z and Gen Alpha. This is millennials. This is Gen X. Keep arguing about the same things that have been going on at least since the last 20 years. And I know that's being very generous, but I'm saying in terms of when we become cognizant as young adults, whatever, like, this stuff is not new. So why is everybody spinning out like this is the first time a white man has showed a black woman looking crazy in a movie in 2026? Stop that. Everybody just stop. Like, it's actually funny to me in that kind of Joker way where it's like, I just have better things to do than to take someone whose oeuvre clearly did not include black women ever and then ask them to include us and then be mad when they like botch it up. And I won't even say botch, in the same way that the United States isn't broken and the system isn't broken because it was built to run that way. Like, it wasn't botched because it was meant to be that way. It might be messed up to us, but this is how it was meant to work. So I'm just asking everybody to stop fighting against things that are already working the way that they were designed to work, and focus on taking that energy and figuring out what we about to do. Like, I'm not pressed for us to be included at the Oscars because it's racist. Why don't we have our own media? Why is that still the highest like recognition in the land, especially for Black women? Because we know once a Black woman get her Oscar, you could kiss her goodbye. You're probably not even going to see her again. And nothing like major. She's not going to have another major movie. Monique, even Halle. You know what I'm saying? Like, Monsters Ball. That was the name of the movie. Monsters Ball. Yeah, like what after Monsters Ball, like that was that big that, you know, and that's no shade to Halle. No shade to you, sis. I love you. I think you deserve everything. And Catwoman deserved everything. Actually, Catwoman deserved that Oscar, not Monsters Ball. Okay? But like, it feels like Black women get railroaded. It's like they throw you that award, like, here's your award. Damn. You know, and then after that, they're done because they feel like they could pat themselves on the back. They gave a Black woman an Oscar. They don't have to think about anything else because what's challenging them? And I think it's really interesting too, just on the topic of the Oscars, because I just always think it's funny, like who's not there, why they're not there, who's never won one, who's never been nominated, why. And it just feels like despite all of this learning that seems to have gone on, like with Sinners and, you know, this really big cultural moment that we're having, it just feels like everyone's analysis like stops like right there. And they don't get into the fact that there's whole iceberg underneath of this production, this awards, even like just not even being for us. I ain't even touching on BAFTA, but it's like, you know, I don't want to be where white people are. I'm going to just say it, like, not at the expense of like my personhood and my dignity and like my essence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the thing, is recognizing that we never had integration in this country. We only ever had desegregation. And those are two different things. And desegregation was not the original plot. That was a plot narrative driven by white philanthropic dollars that turned everyone's head from the necessary work of ending lynch mob violence against Black people to just now throwing us in where the white people are and hoping that that goes well, with no change to the actual culture and the actual violence that we could be susceptible to. And this whole award season actually feels like a reaffirmation of that arc and the importance of us having our own things, or making a real principled stand against something. Like, we're living in really extreme times, and if you can't even commit to not watching that movie, not supporting this show, or not this or that, you know, and I know individual consumption choices are not the end all be all, but it still does matter, because with one individual and the steam builds, that's how you get a collective. You only build a collective through individuals and individual action. You can't just jump to a collective. A collective is made of people, individuals. So it does have to start with you, and then you meet other people, and then you build force, and then you build steam. That is how it goes. But if you can't even commit to that first stand, then how do you ever feel like you're going to get somewhere? How do you ever feel like you're going to be making an impact to demand change? Or to even make it? You're demanding change, make change. And I don't mean to be flippant. It's not a flippant thing, but it is just that serious. Like, we know so many people in our history. Like, has Robert Townsend ever been nominated for an Oscar? Talk about a filmmaker who just put it out all on the line, maxing out his credit cards to make a movie. Like, that's not even the situation that Black filmmakers are even having to necessarily contend with at this time. Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not clicking for me, to be honest. Like, no, none of these rewards to me are so great that they erase the violence and the dehumanization that comes with them, and that you actually have to go through and wade through to actually get there. So I just in summation, I want everyone to practice discernment. I want everyone to practice critical analysis the first go around. Do not wait until you're so deep in and you've watched and you've paid your money when you saw her pregnant belly in the trailer. What good reason could a narrative have for showing you that image? Be for real. Like, be for real. Because then whatever the narrative is, it's going to be twisting and working its way so that showing you that image is supposed to make sense. Doesn't make sense. There's nothing about that makes sense. So I just want everyone, my beautiful Black people, conserve yourselves. Try taking white people less serious. Not the consequences, but just like that artist or that author or that filmmaker or that musician. Like, who are they really? Like Toni Morrison said, without racism, are you still smart? Are you still powerful? Like, what do you have without us trying to prove our humanity to you as white people quickly? Exactly. So I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you for listening. This was so unstructured. I be trying to do structure, but it's Pisces. I have Mercury in Pisces. Sometimes I just need to like let it go. And this was one of those moments where I'm like, no, this is getting out of hand now. Like, I should not be seeing articles about how this movie was exactly what it looked like. Okay, like, I should not be seeing posts and people upset and Instagram reels and poster boards about how a white man is misogynoirist. Hello? They that ends in Y. Like, what are we saying? So that's all for me today. I appreciate you and I thank you for joining me. I do hope you'll join me again. And I just hope that this has left you with something to think about and maybe to strengthen your own praxis, to feel affirmed in your praxis already. Like, we're out here and, you know, we have an incredible power. And I just would love to see it be put to use for ourselves, and not to be trying to disprove something, but to just build for ourselves more. So just try to do your part today to help build up your community and build up your collective. That's all you can do. Thank you for joining me again. I hope you have a just good time, day, noon, night, twilight, dusk, wherever you at. I just hope that you're staying safe, you're covered in protection, able to cover others, and just able to just really reflect and impact change around you. My name is Black Fairy, and this has been another installment of Library Nocturne, and I will see you all later. Ciao. Thank you.